everybody. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. Your host, Frank Holder, on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. Got a lot to talk about. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians. So let's get ready to jump in and get started. My man Talent is in the building. What's up, T? How you doing, sir?
Hey, man. It must be nice up there like it's down here.
Yeah, it's 75 degrees, man.
Yep, same thing. Sun shining.
Yeah, global warming is for real, bro. It's for real.
Listen, man, let's 75 and it's almost Christmas.
I'm trying to tell you, global warming is for real. My man Fig is in the building. What's up, Fig?
Van Glorious. This is protected by the red, the black, and the green. Sissy.
My man Mike Sean's also joined the building. Mike, what's happening, bro?
Is he? That don't look like him.
I can see him, but it's not coming through. I can see him. I'll wait for him to come through. My man, the business bully's in there too, babe. What's up, Dave? How you doing?
Oh, I'm absolutely awesome. How are you, Frank?
I'm doing A-okay. I don't know why I can see Mike and can't see him. I can see him in the bottom, but I can't. Let me try one more time. Like Mike.
Which is strange because he's very light skinned.
Right. He's been hanging around with too many dirty black people, apparently.
Beam him up, Scotty. Beam him up.
The problem is he look like he's in a car, and I don't think
that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the car. You're gonna have to come back and try to do that. Come back. All right, let's jump into this real fast, man. There's a lot of stuff we got to cover in the NFL and the NBA, but I want to first give recognition to Dusty Baker and the Houston Astros for winning the World Series. I don't think anybody thought the Houston Astros were going to win the World Series. So talk to me, T. What you think about the Houston Astros winning the World Series with the third black manager? He made black history, bro. What's your take?
He's no longer Dusty. He's earned his way to some soap and water, and that's the funniest name in captivity to me, though. Dusty. Let me tell you something. I think everybody expected them to win, though. We know the Cinderella was Philadelphia. So everybody was kind of leaning on the Astros, so to speak. But congratulations to them. Hopefully they won't come back in the month that they cheated.
Oh, okay. I see you there, T. I see you. What's your take, Fig?
I'm happy for him. Dusty got his thing going on, man. He finally took a shower, and this particular shower was of champagne. He took a champagne shower because he won. So like Talon said, he's no longer Dusty anymore. Happy for Dusty and the Houston Astros. We are living in the world of the Jetsons. This is the Jetson age. And the Astros have won the World Series. Roll.
Hey, what's your take on this, Dave? How you look at it? If Dusty Baker wins, he's the third black manager in over what is almost 120 years of Major League Baseball. He's only the third black manager to win the World Series.
My blackness celebrates. My Philadelphia nature says, "The hell with Dusty." Oh, Dusty, yes. Let's throw some more dust on his ass. It's a damn problem. But listen, I'm with Talent 100%. Time will tell. Time will tell if this won't have another asterisk on it. Right. But yeah, man, as a Phillies fan, like I just feel like we put up a phenomenal season, and yeah, go Eagles. Thanks.
Hey, Dave, the Phillies weren't even supposed to get to the World Series, bro. You know that. So
I know this.
You guys won it regardless. You guys were, if my memory serves me correct, didn't the Phillies fire their manager in the middle of the season? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, so they made it. You guys won. All right, let's bring up T again, man. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but right before we got on the air, the Colts ended up firing Frank Reich and ended up hiring Jeff Saturday as their new head coach. The crazy thing about this is the Colts first of all, the Colts is shocking anyway because the Colts had the firing of Frank Reich. But the Colts had, Lord knows how many QBs since Andrew Luck. They've 6 QBs since Andrew Luck. They ended up firing. They thought Carson Wentz was the answer after. Then they thought Matt Ryan was the answer, and now they like, you know what? We don't know who the answer is, but we know Frank Reich is not the answer. So they fired him literally an hour ago. Hired Jeff Saturday from ESPN. He's a sports announcer. Used to play for the Colts himself. They hired him as the interim head coach, and it's crazy. I just saw him on ESPN on Friday. So you're like, you know what? You got it. We want somebody else. What's your take on the Colts firing Frank Reich?
And it's amazing. Like you said, Jeff Saturday, we just seen him Friday. And then they hired him. Now it's Saturday coming around again. You get to play Sunday. It's crazy how these days go. I think that here's the thing. The Colts need to rebuild around the whole spectrum. I think they're trying to chip their way, into a contender, and it don't work like that. You gotta plug holes first. There's all in the drafts, trades, everything, just to be what you call adequate in the NFL. I think that they've been trying to just chip their way with this thing. We all knew Frank Reich wasn't the answer. You need a bona fide coach. When your team slumps down, the first thing, I'll give you credit, Frank, because you're a big fan of coaching. When your team is at the bottom building up, that coach is the first thing. That good coach is the first thing. Maybe a coach's stature, maybe someone's some proven to an extent. And I think Frank Reich wasn't that guy from the beginning. And I think what happened is when you bench your starting quarterback with a name too, like Matt Ryan got a name. When you bench them, then you're saying that's the problem. And then when the next game comes and you find out that that's not the problem, and then now you got real issues. And I think what happened was that was his move. His move was like, watch this. We're going to bench him. We're going to change the quarterback and watch me start changing things around. And it didn't happen immediately. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know the way Talent just moved that dog just now out of there. It was like he was moving somebody from watching his Jets game. Like
that's how you got. That's how you got move puppies. Look. Y'all don't know. That's how you move puppies. You see?
Yeah. I see. Fig, the Colts allowed 9 sacks yesterday, and I think that's probably one of the things that helped him get fired. They allowed 9 sacks against the Patriots yesterday. Less than a year ago, or maybe about a year ago, the Colts were AFC leaders, contenders. People were thinking they possibly could have made the Super Bowl. Like they were doing so, and in less than a year, everything fell apart. What you think, Fig?
Listen, man. I want to just come out and tell y'all exactly what this is. This is the curse of Peyton Manning. They got rid of Peyton Manning, and it was too soon. They felt like he was past his due. And the Manning name is royalty in the NFL. And Peyton Manning put that hoodoo on him, say, "Till you do right by me, everything you touch is gonna fall apart." And since they got rid of Peyton Manning, name wasn't nothing. Peyton Manning went on, just like Tom Brady, went on to win a Super Bowl with another team, and it is what it is. But guess what? I like Jeff Saturday, though. I watch a lot of Jeff Saturday on sports TV and stuff like that, man. He's very knowledgeable about the game. He played the game very knowledgeable. Seems like a smart man. I think this may be their turnaround.
Mike Sean has also joined the show. Mike, how you doing, man? Before we continue on with the show, Mike, how you doing, bro?
I think he's ordering a pizza.
Mike, you okay? Mike. All right. Mike can't hear me. Dave,
yes, sir.
About the Colts and firing the Colts firing head coach Frank Reich.
Fresh out the hospital. First thing.
Mike,
okay.
Dave, your thing is sticking and delayed and everything else, bro. I don't think the car is work for you.
Yeah. I will say this, Frank. First of all, hopefully that's just Mike's internet that had the stroke. Secondly, I want to go on record and understand that being a coach is the most thankless job on the face of the planet. Put the salary aside for a second. If you win, it's the talent. If you lose, it's the coach. There's never an upside. It's literally like being a husband.
Ooh.
Right? See what I did there? So no, I'm
Ooh, good
listen. All I'm saying to you is, first of all, Reich had to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the 4th Reich. We know what happened with the 3rd one, so automatically he needed to go. On top of that, we need to also keep in mind that they should not have gone with Saturday. If you really want the Colts to turn around, you need somebody who can actually do the job. You need an ultra man. By that, Frank, I think that we need Alexander O'Neal. You want to know why? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I knew it was
all 7 days are covered. And then Then you put Sherelle on daggone special teams. Boom! Colts are firing on all cylinders.
I knew it was coming. I knew there was going to be an Alexander O'Neal reference in there somewhere. Now we got to talk
Frank. He can do it.
Now we got to talk about the Jets. Jets got the biggest win. I think the biggest upset probably of the year. You know what I mean? We got to talk about the Jets. Yeah. What you looking for, T?
A can of respect.
That's a good one. The Jets beat the Bills, man. It was a close, tight one. The Jets have solidified themselves of definitely having one of the best defenses in the league. You know, and they got the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Buffalo Bills. And I don't think anybody except Jets fans had the Jets pick to win this game. So the Jets won 20-17. And people have to say now, they're not the same old Jets, T. Now, talk to me about – I know you saw the Jets game. I just saw the highlights. Talk to me about the Jets.
Bruh, believe it or not, I didn't see it. Believe it or not, first of all, we here. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm on a plane. So I caught the up until halftime, 14-10, you guys were up. The Bills were up. And I said, I'm going to take this little hour and a half, take this nap. So the guy sitting next to me, we had a little conversation. All he knew was I was from New York. I don't know how he felt in his soul that I needed this information. He woke me up. And I said, what's going on? He said, Jets won. I said, yes. Just like that. Because I knew I was going to win the bet because it was bet bait this week. They gave up too many points. 14 points to get to the Jets. With that defense, you're losing your mind. I don't care who it is. The case is, can we sustain the defense at the right part of the game, which they did. You always want your defense to play its best at the end of the game. Shut them down. You see what happened. And it's been what I've been telling you guys for what now? 10, 11 weeks, 12 weeks. Everybody looking at me sideways like I'm crazy. I'm not like the Phillies, baby. We don't just go there. We don't just play around and get you hyped up. We're the real damn deal. And thank you. Shout out to Fig, because Fig goes right in the conference, in the chat, and go, yo, the Jets are for real.
Okay. And speaking of Fig, tell me about what you thought about the Jets win right now. With the best, right now, people are saying they have the best defense in the league, at least top three.
Man, that's what I'm telling you. If there's anybody on this show that keep preaching defense, that'd be me. The Jets defense is for real, man. I mean, I always say offense fill the stands, but defense win the games, man. And Zach Wilson is I wouldn't say he's top 10 quarterback or stuff like that, but guess what? He can manage a game, and that defense is strong enough to win. Let me tell you. And I didn't think they were going to beat the Bills, because I thought the Bills was just like head and tails above the Jets, man. But the Jets made me a believer, man. I mean, since the days of Gastineau and Klecko and the boys when they had the sack exchange, this defense is real, and they putting a lot of teams in the NFL on notice.
Yeah.
Don't bring your B game.
The Jets are going to be a problem. Jets are going to be a problem. Let me ask you, Dave, this question. Should the Bills be concerned that they lost to the Jets, because they're going to have to face the Jets again? Like you got to, in AFC East, you play these people twice. Right. Once at your home, once at their home. You know what I mean? And they already lost. Bills lost to the Jets in New York territory. Now they got to obviously play it again. So is there a concern? What you think?
Yeah, just felt some ringing in my ear, but that's okay. First of all, there's only one person to blame for the Buffalo Bills losing. Now, this takes nothing away from the New York Jets. The Jets did a phenomenal job. They upset the hell out of those Buffalo Bills. But Joe Biden is to blame for the Buffalo Bills losing that game.
How you feel?
Okay, first of all, this is the job. See, Frank does not do the shop. Fellas, I don't know if you noticed, Frank does not do the grocery shopping in his house. That's clearly on Mrs. Holder. In between making him those snazzy vests, she goes and does the grocery shopping. So Frank's not aware that the cost of chicken wings has gone up exponentially because of inflation. Do you have any idea how much pressure is on Buffalo right now? The Bills are under a tremendous amount of pressure off the field, in the kitchen, and on the field. You have no idea what they're going through up here. The Jets don't have that problem. You want to know why? Because New York can get by a slice of pizza. That's how they do, right? They're used to grit. See that upstate chicken wing, and you gotta have a little wet naps. Yeah, they're not ready for this. They're not ready to struggle. They don't know what that is, and they felt it. And the Jets came in and just literally kicked the tar out of them. It was phenomenal to watch.
All right, I'm gonna say this for the record, so y'all can't say I'm a hater and everything else. I am going to agree right now, on the record right now, that the Jets are going to be a problem. I don't care who they play. They're going to be a problem. I think their only thing is their weakest part of their team is their QB. You know what I mean? I think, he's the weakest part of their team.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And I appreciate you saying that, Frank, because y'all the next asses we kick. Sunday, November 20th. Put it on your calendar. The next jet, the subway stops at the Patriots. Now look, listen to the rest of this schedule. This looks very good. That it's going to put us in a great place. I can see us beating, and I'm being serious here. I can see us beating the Patriots. I can see us beating Chicago. It's a 50-50 against Vikings. I could see us 50-50 against the Bills. And we could beat the Lions, Jaguars, and Seahawks, and we play the Dolphins one more time. So I could only see two of those teams, being the Bills trying to get some get back, and the Vikings are playing super well. Those are the two teams. Like, even if I give you that loss, that just adds two more losses, and that ends us off with a 12-5.
Okay, well, you're going to lose to the Vikings. That's going to happen.
I gave you that. I gave you that.
I love giving. Listen, I'm working with you. Work with me. You're going to lose to the Vikings. You're going to lose to the Bills, and you're not going to beat. Well, it's a good chance that the Patriots going to beat them in Foxborough. So that's good 3 right there. And so you got at least another 3 L's coming your way. You know what I mean? So,
where did I put that respect?
Right. Speaking of respect,
I hate when I hide stuff from myself.
Speaking of respect, T, Aaron Rodgers ain't getting no respect, bro. None. 5-game losing.
Yeah.
Throws 3 interceptions against the Detroit Lions.
The Lions.
Yeah, I will give you props on this one, Frank. You're the first person I thought of. I said, "Damn, T, like clearly you might be wrong about a big question." And you said it. You said they're gonna steamroll in the wrong direction, and he's going to bitch and moan to get out of there. And I couldn't see it 2-3 weeks ago. And I'll tell you one thing. After yesterday's loss, I said, I think Frank is right. I think because he's an ego guy. I mean, most quarterbacks are, but he's a super califragilistic espialidocious ego guy, right? So being that. What those ego dudes do is they will jump ship because they do not, the last thing they're gonna do is admit it was them. They're gonna look and point at every little thing around them. Well, the management didn't do this, and if this dude didn't do that, and blah blah blah, they're not gonna do this. They might, at minimum, they might go, yeah, one or two things, but they're not gonna take that blame. And all of a sudden, last night I had to have a talk with myself. I said, when you speak to Frank, apologize. So here's my little can of respect, Frank. So what you said, and respect it.
You're right. I'll just leave it at this. It could happen to anybody. So no, I'm not gonna hold that over. You can't happen to anybody. But guess what, T? They could have had 6 games because they barely beat the Patriots. They got 5-game losing streak. Their last game they lost was to the lowly Detroit Lions. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna throw this out to Fig and ask you, Fig. Right now, Aaron Rodgers on 5-game losing streak. Possibly could have been 6. Their next couple of games, Fig. Listen to this. Their next couple of games against the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Titans. That's their next 3 games. They can literally lose the next 3 games. I think there's some heads rolling right there. How you see this playing out? Fig, you starting to line up with me thinking Aaron Rodgers is going to ask to be out there at the end of the season or what?
Yeah, and if he does, I can't say that I blame him. There's nobody, I don't think there's anybody on this panel that thinks that Aaron Rodgers is washed. But the one thing that organization has done is they haven't given him weapons. And people say, oh, yeah, but you took all the money and stuff like that. No, they was going to pay the receiver what he got paid to go to the Raiders. They was going to pay him. And then they didn't reach out to get anybody else. They drafted Aaron Rodgers' replacement when they could have got him some defensive players. They could have got him some people from the offensive line. They could have got him a decent running back, some receiver. They never gave the man any weapons. I don't care. There's nobody that can win in the NFL without help, without playmakers, without receivers. So if Aaron Rodgers decides that he want to get out, there's plenty of teams in the NFL that could use a QB of Aaron Rodgers' stature and his talent and ability. And I don't blame him for wanting to leave.
Fig, I'm gonna say this to you, Fig. You're not wrong what you're saying, but Aaron Rodgers is part of the problem. He held the organization hostage by asking for so much money and then having them not work with Devontae. I understand that, but
I understand that. I understand Aaron Rodgers played a part, but the organization started it. They actually started this when they drafted his replacement. This kid been on the bench ever since he got drafted. You could have got Aaron Rodgers another weapon.
That's true. That's true. Can't knock that. Dave, before I even jump into sports with Dave, I think you would like this, man. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is having their Marvel Studios premiere in Nigeria right now. Just wanted to say that real fast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really dope. Never ever happened before in the history of Marvel Studios. Anyway, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Rodgers, next 5 games. Next couple games. Cobb versus the Cowboys, the Eagles, and Titans. He throws 3 interceptions and 2 interceptions in the 5-yard line. Do you think he is going to command and demand a trade at the end of the season? Because this is definitely going to go down as one of the worst seasons he's ever had in his career. And do you think he's going to blame everybody else? Your thoughts?
Aaron Rodgers is like an entitled millennial girl. He never blames everybody else. Everything is everybody else's fault. He has absolutely no culpability in anything, and he expects and demands the world with absolutely nothing to give. Now, I will tell you that I think Aaron Rodgers is extremely talented. Definitely, top 5 quarterbacks of the modern era. Can't take it away from him. But his performance, due to his greed, his ability to hold people hostage and to pull out the spine of the front office, is the only reason that he's in the mess that he's in. And what he's doing so badly, he's making Tom Brady look decent. And Tom Brady's not having a good season, bro.
Yeah.
So at what point do we not say, yeah, okay? I agree with Michael Sean. Yeah, they took all the money. But the other part of that is, who's in charge? It's kind of like when parents complain about their children and say, oh, little Stacy spoiled. Who's spoiling Stacy? Who did it? Who gives Stacy everything they want? You the parent. Who's in charge? He's a player. We hire players. We draft players every single year, right? This man didn't do that to State Farm when he got his discount double check. So I'm trying to understand why y'all gave him a double check and didn't think about your wideouts and didn't make him work with the receiver he had to work with. Y'all are to blame, just along with Aaron Rodgers.
Yo, this really reminds me a lot of Tom Brady when he was leaving New England Patriots. You know what I mean? And how the Patriots look in his last season. It reminds me a lot of that. And then next thing you know, Tom Brady goes to the Bucs, wins a Super Bowl. I have a funny feeling if Aaron Rodgers ends up on the Tennessee Titans, or if Aaron Rodgers ends up on you can name about several different Denver Broncos or a couple other different teams that need a QB. He gonna win the Super Bowl, bro. We'll sit there and go, he ain't, you know what I mean? He ain't lost it. But anyway.
But that's not the argument. Nobody on this show or any show that I've seen, the argument behind that he's not good or he lost anything. Here's the thing, is like Fig touched on it. You didn't give him nothing to work with. It's 2 things you got to give a quarterback, no matter how good they are. You got to give them something to work with, and you got to give them protection. Right. Like, I don't care who you are. You could be the best quarterback we ever seen in our lifetimes, but without protection, you're just a running, scared Negro. That's it. Yeah. Like, people just chasing your ass. You try not to get hit and sacked and thrown. And, these big dudes, they slamming you down if they get both hands on you. So they didn't give him protection. They didn't give him much to work with. I'm not going to say nothing, but everybody out there that's working with got pretty much fresh legs and hands out there that he said in the beginning of the season. I got to get these guys to have some consistency. How many times we've seen the ball hit somebody in the helmet, in the face?
Yeah,
it's like he's throwing them pills, bro. Them pills are going. He ain't lose no step. We're not by no means questioning the skills of this man. I'm right now getting to the point of integrity. Like, you know what? He about to bail, which is shame on Green Bay as an organization. Because after you went through the debacle with Aaron and Favre, how do you ever let yourself get caught up in the same debacle?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm a front office. I'm like, yo, whatever we do, we can never be here again because they got to be holding it left and right.
Hey, tell it. Aaron Rodgers left the stadium and went to a black church just so he could hear, nobody knows the troubles.
All right, let's keep it moving. So T, let me ask you this, man. I want to go in and talk about Tom Brady. Oh, my man Rodney Perry's in the show. Rodney Perry, RP, what's up, bro? How you doing, sir?
All right, gentlemen. What up, bro?
Ryan?
So T, Tom Brady has another comeback victory. The Bucs end up squeaking it out against the Rams. now everybody's talking about the Tom Brady victory and everything else, but I gotta say, man, the Rams didn't look so bad, but the Bucks, when I talk about squeaking that out, Tom Brady ended up squeaking it out, and the Bucks pulled up. Are you convinced that the Bucks are back after watching that game or the highlights of it, or was that just a mirage to you?
Man, the game. First of all, the game was trash. Nobody looked good until the end when we got to witness Tom, Joe Montana, Brady execute under 1 minute to get the ball down the field and not, they needed a touchdown. And he did what he had to do, got to the end of the field, got to put them in position where they needed to be to win the game. Left a couple of – here's my thing, man. I think these teams need to start practicing that when time ran out. Do you see that little pitch back thing everybody trying to do now with the 0 seconds when they go down to 0 and it looks bad, man.
Yeah.
They're throwing bounce passes out.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't throw bounce passes in football. There are no bounce passes in football. That part looks bad. I thought the game was real mediocre until the end, because if you look at an 8-minute mark, I'm saying to myself, this is desperation. If I'm Tom Brady, given my record right now and the losses I had back to back, I need this win so bad. I'm putting it all on the line. And the coach said, "Nah, patience, young Jedi." And they kicked it, and they gave the ball back to them and said, "Let our defense work." And the defense worked. Yeah. Shout out to the defense on that drive right there. The drive after the drive, I would say. And then the ghost of Montana came in the building.
Yeah,
and shame on the defense of the Rams, because if you look at that drive, right, the coaching is this. I know what you need to do and how you need to do it. Why am I not defending that? Meaning, they let everybody catch and go out of bounds. Nobody's defended and forced them inside so the clock keep ticking. None of that. They just was like, they let him politely come down and do what he do.
Yeah, but you're missing the bigger picture. So I throw it out the Fig. The bigger picture to me was, Fig, when Cooper Kupp had the ball, he runs around the side, runs around the thing. He slides, and he started to slide too early. You know what I mean? And they hit the thing. And then he stayed in bounds, but he started to slide. Now, if he had ran like he normally runs and ran past that first down marker and then started to slide, they would have won the game. He started to slide too early. They ended up having to punt the ball. They give the ball back to Tom Brady with some time on the clock, and you already know what happened with that. So,
no, because he slid out. He was supposed to keep the clock running.
Yeah, but he slid in bounds.
Yeah.
But they slid in bounds. He just slid too far before the first down marker.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Fig, talk to me. What's your take?
Well, first off, it's always a problem when you slide too early.
I don't even know what that means.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. You can't tell me that sometime during last week, Tom and Giselle got together and just had a come to Jesus powwow and decided that they was going to have a little conversation with each other, possibly get a little get back, because Giselle came on. I don't know if y'all seen it. She was on social media. She wasn't on national TV. She came on social media and said that if you give Tom Brady 2 minutes, he can make it happen.
Nice. Oh my God. He can get it done in 2 minutes.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. He turned back the hands of time in 2 minutes.
All right, Ray, what's your take on this, bro? Where are you at with this, man? Because Tom Brady ended up coming back with a couple of times. I want to say a minute left to go. They gave him the clock, game time on the clock, and they said, "Here you go." The Rams gave the game away. What's your take on this, RP?
I wish Mike Evans was a little more healthy, man. He could have got a touchdown that game, man. He's on my fantasy team. But, I mean, here goes, man. And I was watching y'all chat as y'all was talking about how great Tom Brady is. It's the truth, man. You don't have to like the guy. I even looked at him last week. Like he got some sort of spray tan or something going right now. But the guy is a winner. He's clutch. It's all get out. He's better than Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what nobody says.
Facts.
And he's the guy. And he's a great story. I mean, the guy came in late round draft pick and had the career of for the gods. And he's one of those guys that makes us all feel like we can get it together, even if you're not at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, especially for 2 minutes, Rodney. For 2 minutes, we can all beat Tom Brady.
100%.
Hey, let me tell you something. At least I'm a minute and a half for me. I'm out of there.
Yeah, and the other game that I watched yesterday, I thought was pretty good, man. See, was the Chiefs defeating the Titans. I was like, the Chiefs were losing the whole game into the last minute. But the Titans, I know moral victories don't count in any sport. But I will say this, man, the Titans do look for real. They do look like they got a formidable team and everything else. But I'm scared of the Titans because I've been saying it, and I'm gonna keep saying it.
I told you that's who will beat Philadelphia. The Titans will beat Philadelphia. That they will. I'm sorry, Dave. No disrespect. I see you sit straight up. It's okay. But I'm telling you, when I looked at the next games coming, that's the team I see beating Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Speaking of that word, we got to watch how we place our words back to back. Like Fig said, you give him 2 minutes, you make it happen. And Frank came right in and said, Tom Brady came down the field. So, but for real though, I think the Titans are the real deal. Like, you got to understand something. And even the way, who woke up again yesterday as well. There's a lot of 3-point wins. People waiting to the end of the game and winning by the field goal. But the Bengals woke up. So now that's the trifecta of the teams to watch out for that you think you're just going to sweep by. The Vikings, the Bengals, and the Titans. I think the Titans will be the team to hand that loss to Philadelphia. Titans look less well-rounded for every facet of the ball.
They sure do. Dave, I don't know if I gave you your turn last round.
No, you did.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Dave,
me.
No, I'm sorry, Dave.
It's okay.
I'm going to throw you in right now, Dave. Talk to me about the Titans and the Chiefs. Talk to me, man. Tell me what you think about the Titans and the Chiefs coming in and being able to get their shine. You know what I mean? Even though they lost.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this, man. I think that the Tennessee Titans are dope. I mean, I lived in Nashville for many years. Great team. I'm excited to see what they do. But, I'm so happy Rodney Perry's here because talent, give you a full Perry. Let's slow down. Stop talking crazy here. We going to make Tennessee feel these Eagles like Javon Curse. You hear me?
Ooh.
There is no universe where that will happen. And I'm willing to give you $5 on a bet on that one. And I never bet. But let's face it, none of y'all saw the Eagles putting up these numbers. And when I said they was going to go crazy, y'all was like, all right. It's real quiet when we talk about the Eagles around here lately.
I can't wait to get that bet.
Listen, I got a crisp 5 for you, talent. I got it right here. Yes, sir.
I want to make it even more interesting. The loser stays a week in a homeless shelter.
Wait a minute.
So basically,
let's make it interesting like this. Let's have the loser win the person's jersey. Let's do that.
Ooh, yeah.
I like the homeless shelter.
Yeah, I don't think Dave could take it. I think I want him in that shelter.
You do realize that I washed up in the gas station sink.
If that's a wash up, when them big boys get a hold of that ass. I heard about them shelters.
Look how excited he is. Has porn gotten that dough for you that we got to start talking about homeless rape?
I just want to win, Dave. I just want to win.
Talk to me about the Chiefs game against the Titans. Were you impressed with the Kansas City Chiefs game, or were you more impressed?
Man, I was really impressed by the Titans, man. They played an amazing game. Derrick Henry is so good. They thinking about bringing back the candy bar, Old Henry.
Nice.
And that one was about Hank Aaron. But they about to rename that candy bar after Derrick Henry, man. He was running people over and they was tackling him, and he would end up on the top of the tackle. I was like, man, how you get tackled? And he ended up, man, let me tell you something. Tampa Bay won that game. The Bucs won. But let me just tell you this. The Bucs defense, they're going to remember the Titans, especially Derrick Henry, because he put a whip. Derrick Henry was so scary. I was watching defenders like kind of fake kind of tackle, like throw their arm out and just let him kind of just go on by. He is a massive human being. And when he gets going downhill, you don't want to stand in front of that, man. Nobody wants to stand in front of that, man. So shout out to Derrick Henry, man. He was doing the damn thing. But Tom Brady, give him 2 minutes, he give you the world.
Okay, you talk about 2 different games, bro.
Yeah, you messed me up, man. What the hell?
What am I talking about? Oh.
You know what? You take a week in a homeless shelter. How the hell?
No, I'm not going. No,
you put 2 teams on the field that didn't even play each other.
That's true. But Derrick Henry was awesome. That's all I'm saying. Derrick Henry was awesome. and they lost.
Rodney Perry, talk to me, man. Were you more impressed with Patrick Mahomes, or were you more impressed with Derrick Henry in that Chiefs-Titans game?
You gotta love Mahomes, man. He's so clutch at the end of the game. He's this generation's Tom Brady.
Yes,
He's an athlete, a great player, and of course, Derrick Henry is unreal. I needed him to be unreal to win my fantasy game, and he did that. But if you give young light skin a shot at the end of the game to win it, he will. And you got to respect that, man. And he's throwing the ball sidearm. He's mobile. He's getting out the pocket. And he does so much with really not even the best team he's had. And so shouts out to Mahomes, man, and shouts out to the great Derrick Henry. In an era where we don't even covet the back like we used to, Derrick Henry is like old school running back, and he is smashing these guys.
Right. Now we are at the half point of the NFL season. And I got to give a shout out to Seattle Seahawks because they won their 4th straight. And if there were going to be some half point year awards, I think Geno Smith has got to get the comeback player of the year award, hands down. I think Pete Carroll's got to get the coach of the year award, hands down. And honestly, if I had to say anything, there's only a handful of players I would be thinking would be winning the MVP right now. Geno Smith has got to be in the MVP conversation half point of the season. People might think you're crazy saying that, but honestly, the numbers don't lie right now, man. So, the Seahawks won yesterday. They won their 4th straight game. What's your thoughts on the Seahawks? Are they for real, or are they going to fizzle out? What you think towards the end of the season?
Oh yeah, this is real. This is real. We're over here. We call them the Junior Jets. The Junior Jets are balling right now. The Junior Jets, because Geno took all that Jet experience he got over here and just laid in the cut. Got an opportunity to make a comeback. He's in the pocket right now. He's the quarterback, and more importantly, he's very consistent in getting it done, bro. If you watch, I don't know if people were privileged enough to have the game in their market or watch the game, but when you watch the game, he's rising to the occasion every time he's faced with the adversity. Like the team comes down, tie it up, the clock's ticking, they need to score, and Geno's doing the damn thing, man. I'm talking like they're running plays, they're running pitch over here, throw over here, double reverse, throw to the quarterback. They're running plays out there, man. And kudos to him, because you love to. This is a story you love to see. We hate seeing the usual suspects and the system, if you will, working for them to keep them into place. This is a guy who was pretty much exiled. This guy was pretty much exiled. You didn't hear the name. You heard the name when somebody got hurt. Oh, heck, Geno fuck up with that. And then you turn away. That's when you go get popcorn. Geno's in there. Let me go get a beer. Now it's like Geno's in there. So the Junior Jets are here to stay, baby. Look out for the Seahawks.
He said the Junior Jets. Okay, Fig. I don't know who your MVP is of the season. I don't know who your comeback player is of the season or anything else, but you got to notice the Seahawks won their 4th straight game right now. You got to notice that, right?
I can't argue with you, Frank, man, because that's the team that I would imagine that everybody overlooked, man. And I'd like to give a shout out to Geno Smith's surgeon for putting his jaw back together 100%, because as a quarterback, it is very difficult to call plays if your jaw don't work. And Geno is balling, man. The game that I would love to see? I'd love to see the Seahawks play the Tennessee Titans, because that would be old school smash mouth football, because these guys, they get after it. You like watching an old school game when hitting was hitting. I think I said it last week, man. The Seahawks look like they damn near put back together the Legion of Boom, because that defense ain't no joke, man. When they hit you, you've been hit. That's old school football, and I love every minute of it. Shout out to Geno and the Seahawks, man, and Pete Carroll, because they counted him out too.
Dave, right now, people in Denver are really, really angry because they had the opportunity to get Geno Smith to handle all that. But you know what? Right now, Pete Carroll's looking like a genius, because in that trade, the Seahawks are coming out because they got rid of Russell Wilson, and Denver Broncos are thinking up, and Geno Smith right now looking like MVP caliber. What's your take on the Seahawks winning the 4th straight, Dave?
Hey man, listen, they 6-3. They put on a clinic.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Like, And keep in mind, I am an Eagles purist. I don't care who else is playing, but every once in a while, there's a game that just stops me in my tracks, Frank. And I'm sitting there watching. It's like, oh, they playing. They playing for real.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you need to find your stride. So you get 3 losses, but those 4 straight wins that have happened, you can't deny it. I mean, the only thing for me that is more entertaining is the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. All right.
Dave,
Take it in.
I like the way you did that.
And they both flying high, Dave. Both of them birds is flying high.
Live it up, Dave. Live it up, Dave.
Like you did that, Dave. Rodney Perry, right now, if you are Geno Smith, you got to be riding high right now because everybody counted you out. How you say? Everybody counted me out, but I didn't write back. Everybody wrote me off,
but I didn't write back.
What's your take on this, Rodney Perry?
I mean, you gotta respect Geno Smith. You gotta respect the coaching staff over there with the Seahawks. I mean, Pete Carroll, 71 years old. He's got to be hopped up on Cialis and Viagra, and so for the guy to be able to even think straight is remarkable. And Geno Smith, he's like those great stories, the Rudy Rugers. When you see a guy who definitely was counted out, but gets their shot, and he speaks for all those guys, that we don't know their names that never got a shot. So big ups to Geno Smith. Glad you got your shot. And the real tale of the tape is next year when it's time to pay him.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, Rodney, tell them who Rudy Ruger is. I don't think they even know who Rudy is, man. Tell them who
Rudy is the star of one of my favorite football movies, Rudy.
Yes, sir.
And Rudy Ruger was a horrible little white kid that couldn't play the game.
Right.
But we love Rudy.
Yes,
and
we do.
I gave Rudy one of my jerseys because I was out there. And
and the Chicago jersey was on sale. So
Rudy,
who's buying those?
Rudy.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about the attack. You know what I mean? It just feels for no reason. It's cool. It's cool though.
The Brooklyn Nets have been urged to halt the hiring of Ime Udoka. That's where they at right now. The Brooklyn Nets. We as of last week Friday, we just knew they were going to hire Ime Udoka. As of this morning, Nets ownership Joe Tsai is basically having concerns, and it's not solidified right now. It looks like he's backing off from hiring Ime Udoka. So since he's having concerns about hiring Ime Udoka, what's your thoughts about the Nets if they change their mind? Do you think they're going to change their mind about Ime Udoka?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Because now another name comes into play, Kyrie. I think, I didn't think it was a good idea at first, but given the level of attack and escalation against Kyrie in the past 7-8 days, I think now this becomes a wise decision because he's coming in not only a young coach with his resume speaking for itself, but he comes in as a person who was just on the hot seat and still a little bit on the hot seat as Kyrie is. I think that little bit of relatability, if these two guys sit down and talk, will get to a place where everyone is comfortable with. Kyrie will end up staying. If they go in the other direction, I don't think it has any bearing on whether Kyrie stays or goes. I think because the chips will fall where they may. But I think if he goes there, specifically, given the turmoil that he's dealing with, and Kyrie's at the pinnacle of his turmoil, I think there's something there to keep him there.
Okay, all right. Fig, speaking of Brooklyn Nets, the ownership is saying Kyrie Irving must attend sensitivity training before returning to the team. He's on at least a 5-game suspension. Everything else, Brooklyn's having all kinds of problems with them right now. So, do you think that this is a good move that ownership is doing with Kyrie Irving? What's your thoughts on this?
Man. All right, let me make this quick, man. I know you're gonna tell me it's another subject, man, but and move on to the next subject because that's what you do.
Good night, everybody.
I'm gonna just say this: white supremacy in America raises its head in many different forms, and this is clearly one of them. I don't like it one bit. I just don't like it. You can't go after a man you can, when you're in power. You can go after anybody you want. When you feed them, when you clothe them, when you put money in their pocket, you can do whatever you want to do. If you don't stand alone financially on your own, then people can do whatever they want to do to you, especially those that are providing for you. So I don't like this one bit. They didn't go after Jeff Bezos, and they didn't go after the people who put this movie on. They didn't go after Amazon. They didn't go after Bezos. They didn't go after the producers and the directors of the movie. But Kyrie retweeted it, and they going after him. That's low hanging fruit. And I believe even with Ime Udoka and Kyrie Irving, I believe that's another form of white supremacy when somebody wields their power over you and interrupts your ability to earn a living. I don't like it.
As long as you know what I was going to say, I appreciate you knowing what I was going to say. Ben Simmons is returning to the team tonight versus the Mavericks. Your favorite player, Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
But get this. He's been with Brooklyn the entire year. He's coming back. He hasn't played. And Ben Simmons hasn't scored more than 10 points for the Brooklyn Nets since he's been a Brooklyn Net. Your thoughts on Ben Simmons coming back? So you got all these situations going on with Brooklyn. What's your take?
Well, first of all, in other news, Frank, I'm just getting this in from the Human Mill News Channel. Water's wet.
Water's wet.
Ben Simmons is everything I said he was. Oh no, he's a great player. Show me where. Show me where. He's hurt. He need to find his smile. He lost his poor Kardashian Jenner girlfriend. Oh my gosh, poor Ben Simmons. He sucks. Donkey crotch, Frank. Now, what we're not going to do, if I could just piggyback on Fig for a minute, is act like Kyrie has to do one thing. First of all, we know that this is punishment for the jab stance. Number two, they're making him apologize, give $500,000 to the Anti-Defamation League, making him go through sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders, and then meet with Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding. So that means that you get to get whipped, flogged, castrated, and then you got to say, I saw it, boss. But I blame y'all because y'all don't ever stand with people.
Yeah.
If they tell you to be mad, you like, oh, who's we going to be mad at? Kanye said, what did he say exactly? What is the problem? Kyrie sent out a tweet. I have not seen anything so reckless since State of the Union, the movie with Will Smith and Gene Hackman, and he blew up the thing. He said, why'd you blow up the whole thing? He said, because you made a phone call. So you're going to blow up this man's career because he retweeted a movie that's on Amazon where Jeffrey Jorgensen, that's his real name, by the way, has been making money off of it back and forth. And then you're going to go make him apologize to Joe Tsai? Now, I'm sorry, last thing, and I'm landing my plane, Frank. Joe Tsai is the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, but he also owns Alibaba. And Frank, do you know what Alibaba happens to sell? I don't think you do, but I'm going to show you. Guess what they sell, Frank?
What they sell?
They sell knockoff Kyrie Irving shoes.
Okay.
You're making a profit coming or going. This is disgusting. I'm so happy Kyrie's going to retire on their asses.
The movie, Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State. There you go.
Favorite movie.
Yeah, it was.
Rodney Perry, you wanna have a rebuttal to that?
I mean, I'm not gonna say a whole lot different to what Fig and those guys said. They're talking about Kyrie maybe actually retiring to retaliate from this, which is really interesting, man. How about this? More people have seen this movie now than ever would have saw the movie, because of what they've called more attention to it. I don't know of the anti-Semitic nature, but I plan on watching it today. But how about another movie? How about a movie called Birth of a Nation?
Yes, sir.
Right? Happened around in the early 1900s. This film is the backbone on which the Ku Klux Klan is built on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't get it both ways. You don't get to treat black people the way you do. And then if it's injustice for anybody, it's injustice for everybody. Wow. And I'm not saying that Kyrie is right, but in a world where everybody is beating you up, why not bring it up? I mean, and again, I haven't seen the movie to even make a legitimate comment on it. So I plan on watching it this afternoon, but I just feel like there's other things that play right now. And, and I love my Jewish brothers, In the words of Eddie Murphy, they got the curly little hairs.
And gold chains on their chest. Go ahead.
Hamilton. And it's an interesting play, man. So I'm interested to see what happens next, man. And Kyrie, what's his saving grace is always his saving grace. And I don't care what Stephen A. Smith or Shaquille O'Neal says. Kyrie Irving is good.
Boom.
All right, last
And
question.
when you good, they find a way to get your ass on that court.
That's it.
Last question of the show. We're gonna keep this moving. Last question of the show, man. The Cavaliers beat the Lakers last night. The Lakers are 2-7. The Cavs have won their 8th straight game right now. Donovan Mitchell, we all recall, was upset about getting traded to Cleveland Cavaliers, but I don't think he's mad about that right now. And I'm even throw this out there to you, T. I can literally see LeBron having his last year. We said this before, going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, because the Cavaliers already have a boat. They got a boat. Their team is dope. What's your take on the Cavaliers right now? Like what 10 games, 12 games in the season, and they already have the one of the best records in the league, besides the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, I mean they're second. They only 8-1, but in the East, period, man, the East is looking like the West right now at the start of the season. To be honest with you, you look at the undefeated Bucks and second place Cleveland and the Celtics, Hawks, Raptors right after that. And you go look at the West, the usual suspects at the bottom. You know what I mean? Golden State 13 or something. So they're looking good overall. In Cleveland, I just think this, by looking at the last, I would say 2 to 3 seasons of basketball, the teams that are faring the best are the teams who are playing what we call unit ball. Unit ball is that ball's moving around, and because I check the box scores, as a gambler, you go to the box scores, see who did or didn't do. And these teams, they're winning with 5 or 6 players with 12 points, 15 points, 16 points, as opposed to the old days where you look in the column, you'll see Jordan with 40 and everybody else got 5 points. Maybe Pippen to give you 18. But now you're playing with this cohesive units. They're playing unit basketball. Cleveland, if you look at them, well-rounded as any team in the league right now. And unit basketball is working for them, man. The East Coast they're looking gravy right now.
Yeah. Cleveland's looking like the team that's going to surprise. Every year there's a team that we didn't see coming. And I think the biggest trade so far right now, early in the season, biggest trade has got to be Donovan Mitchell landing on Cleveland Cavaliers. What's your take on Cleveland being so good this year, even though and the Lakers looking so bad, Fig?
Well, Cleveland was decent last year, and they got a bona fide all-star, superstar in Donovan Mitchell. This kid Garland was coming into his own. They were playing amazing ball. They got some other players, a decent center over there. So they have all of the pieces that you need. All they need now is a little bit of health. If they stay healthy, they can make a lot of noise. But again, it's early in the season. And nobody really knows what's going to happen until after the All-Star break. And as far as the Lakers is concerned, they don't have any upside because they don't have shooting, and they're still a little long in the tooth as far as the NBA team is concerned.
Dave, what's your take right now on Cleveland Cavaliers being so good so early, and what you think the impact is going to be for LeBron?
First of all, I'm going to say the thing that my Uncle Rodney Perry is too kind and too decent of a man to say. This constant Lakers slander needs to come to an end. And I know I've made my fun of Westbrook and the like, but Cleveland may be the place where LeBron James goes so that he can win another championship and ride off in the sunset just in time for Bronny to take the reins. Now, the thing about it, when we talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, you can't compare them to the Lakers. First of all, there's nobody on that court or on that bench who was born before 1986. Everybody on the Lakers team also marched in the civil rights movement. I'm going to need you to make a fair comparison. Okay? Stop disrespecting your elders and let them have the decency they need to have instead of pulling them out the pasture and shooting them in the back of the house like old Yeller. It's disrespectful to Rodney Perry, and it's disrespectful to the city of Los Angeles, and it's disrespectful to the Lakers organization, and we will not have it, though.
Okay, so let me see what Rodney Perry is going to say about the Lakers being 2-7. The Lakers are 2-7. They lost to Cleveland last night. Garland and Mitchell, they led the Cavs past the Lakers last night. But Anthony Davis attempted just 2 shots in the second half of the Lakers loss. What's your take on that? In over 15 minutes of play.
I mean, of course, you guys gonna harp on the Lakers having a tough start to a season, but so is Golden State, so is your little lovely little Clippers. There's a lot of teams having a tough start. The Lakers, I think, are gonna be the first of these teams to find their way because they're kind of really defensive oriented more than they've ever been. Will they get their shooting together? I see Westbrook shooting like 30% from three,
Yes, sir.
37, 38% from three. That's huge. That's a huge uptick for him. Shouts out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They look good. Donovan Mitchell is a great fit for those guys, and no disrespect to them, but everybody gets up to play the Lakers. Like they don't play any throwaway games, and so you got to get up there and play. And I think they're gonna figure it out around the Christmas break and the All-Star break. You'll see the Lakers, become who they are. It's 80
Everybody
games, gentlemen. 80 games.
Everybody get up for the Lakers except the Lakers.
Lakers
Hold on,
can't
bro.
get up for themselves.
I mean, of course, who gives a damn about playing the Knicks?
Hey, let me tell you something. I would. The funniest thing that's going to happen is Dave got a little validity there. He said, Cleveland looking good. LeBron will go back. Cleveland going to say nope.
Yep, that's
We
true.
good. We don't want to mess this chemistry up. We good. You take your little team shopping ass somewhere else. Go do that. Go do that in Minnesota. Go out there and help somebody else. Don't come over here with that. Go to Utah. We don't want it back here. Cleveland.
Is LeBron not still the top 5 player in the league?
No.
What is he?
He top 10. Top 10.
It's like hovering between 7 and 8.
You're wrong.
He's not top 5
honestly,
no more.
Y'all
And
wrong.
some people could say that he's in the top 15 because he definitely, he's borderline top 10 right now. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I'm
of-
gonna give him 10. I give him top 10 out of respect, because out of respect for Rodney and the city of Chicago and everybody that Rodney loves. Out of that respect, I keep him in top 10 right now.
You can give LeBron top 10 for about 15 minutes a game. And then after that, he ain't got no more.
Whoa,
30
Either you're top 5 or you're not. He's top 5.
But he's not top 5.
He's not top 5.
Not
He's
even
better.
close. A bunch
Kevin
of people.
Durant?
There's a plethora.
Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Joel Embiid,
we
All we
don't.
need is a barber chair in here.
Kyrie Irving. It's a lot of people better. Who better?
Giannis
Steph
Antetokounmpo,
Curry, Giannis.
Jokic, Dame
Jokic.
Lillard. I mean, do we have to get
Dame
Dame Lillard,
Yeah.
CJ McCollum?
Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
Thank
Tatum
you.
Brown. Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you crazy? Y'all all nuts.
He's
We are?
he's an
Yes.
old man in the NBA, Rodney.
Rodney.
And he's
Are we-
still
are
better
we-
than all them guys y'all just named.
No,
Hold
he's
on,
not.
Rodney, go look at the stats, bro. Oh, the time. My
You
time.
go look
Rodney.
at the stats.
Rodney,
Thick
Rodney.
glasses. Let me tell you something. Frank can't see.
I look at the stats.
And Rodney, he missed the alley oop last week. He went up literally and couldn't finish
Rodney,
the alley
you
oop.
go on
Put
so
the
you can
ball,
see
brought it
the
back
stats
down.
and numbers and
And that was
watch
the
the game, maybe, and stop falling asleep. Maybe it'll help you. All right, Steve, everybody out there, how they can follow you, bro? How they can follow you?
Hey man, follow you. He left and he leave. Follow your boy. Well,
You know, he got a hard nap time at
did
2
he
o'clock.
abruptly really just do that? Frank, did you do that? He did. He's so childish. He's childish. Anyway, follow your boy, man, all social media, Facebook, NY King, Talent Harris. Follow me on Instagram, Talent Duck Comedian with a DA, Talent Duck Comedian. It's just comedy on Twitter. This is a big weekend, people. I want to see y'all come out. You got family and friends in North Carolina. I'll be at rally at Good Nights Comedy Club for 5 shows, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're gonna tear that joint up, man. So come on out, laugh hard, play hard, go home, do what you got to do. Bring your main woman one night, your side chick one night, and people you don't like on the last night. That's what
I like the way you promote, T. I like the way you promote. Frank, talk to me.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, don't follow me because the stuff I'm posting might get you canceled, and you don't want to lose your membership to whatever your social media platform is. But I want to give a shout out to Darvin Ham because I don't care what the Lakers look like. When you get Russell Westbrook to come off the bench and play with the second team and look good, that's amazing.
Dave, talk to me. Tell me out there how to follow you.
Yeah, man, you can follow me on all social media platforms at The Business Bully. If you have been on Instagram, you've seen my Kanye reel. It has nothing on my new Kyrie Irving reel, which will drop later on today. Ooh, woo! Cannot wait.
I like the way
Stay black.
Y'all are watching the box seats on the channel. It's called The Humor Mill. Shout out to Mike Sean, who was in there for a second. Y'all see he's doing better.
Yes, praise God. Praise God.
Yeah, y'all see him doing better. Should be back tomorrow. The show's called Box Seats. It's going to be on 2 more times today. The app is called Humor Mill. Please download it. Thank y'all for supporting and commenting and doing all that other stuff. We'll see y'all tomorrow because, of course, this is what we do, Box Seats.